Good morning, everybody. This is Tony Demakis, and we are excited to be here at MD&M West. We have all kinds of great conversations, and right now I'm going to talk with Gary Hulecki from MTD Micro Molding. How are you, my friend?
Very good, Tony. How you doing?
I'm great. So what is MTD Micro Molding?
So MTD Micro Molding is a contract manufacturer for med device companies. So we do pretty much all injection molding with thermoplastic materials and bioabsorbables, and the micro comes from everything being under an inch. You know, so anything smaller than an inch is what we mold. We do all of our own tooling in-house. We do some assembly, packaging. We have all the 1345 certs to be able to do that.
I think what's really cool is that you are not you're not piecemealed. It's all under one roof, right? So you have
Correct.
the molding and the mold building all in one location. What does that do for you guys?
Well, I mean, that gives us the, first, I couldn't imagine doing what we do without having in-house tooling. You know, a lot of times we're taking on projects that, you know, nobody else wants. So to be able to have the tooling people collaborating with the molding people, we don't run into trivial problems. We don't run into any kind of finger pointing or, you know, typically if the mold is outsourced, there's always some sort of issue with the tool or the process. We kind of eliminate that being vertically integrated.
Yeah, what I loved is that you basically said you are 100% medical, 100% micro, and that you like to look for the impossible.
Yes, yeah. Everything we take has to have some level of impossibility. You know, there's a lot of molders out there that do some small parts, but they're washers. You know, we mold only like feature-rich parts, high aspect ratio, so stuff that really nobody wants to do.
I think that's amazing because so many people out there, they think, what's the easy road, right? Like T went up for us. Let's play T-ball instead of hardball.
Right. Yeah,
and
no.
So I appreciate companies like yours that say, I don't want the easy job. I want the most difficult, complex, serious thing that you have so that we can prove to you who we are and what makes us different.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know, we have our whole team is a problem-solving team. You know, we have people just dedicated to R&D to uncover phenomenons that we came into for even machining parts or even processing the type of plastic that we have.
So people is a big part of what you do.
Yes, it's you know, anybody can buy the equipment that we have, but it's really the pilots that we put in front of them that actually, you know, get the results that we achieve, because they're not afraid to fail is one. You know, that's how we learn. That's how everybody learns. So we build in the patience and the time to get it right.
You have to fail up.
Exactly.
What size team are you guys working with?
We have a total of 43 people at our facility. We only have 7 tool makers.
Okay.
You know, as you know, tool makers are very hard to find.
They are. It's like a unicorn.
It is. It truly is. And what we found is even the younger ones. So we have people in their 60s and 70s, and then we have people in their 20s. You know, just to really train them on how to do, you know, you go to colleges and you get an education, and that's great. They teach you how to program CAD, but the actual hand fitting, hand polishing, you know, that's not really something that you learn in college. That's something that you need to do in the shop with somebody staring over your shoulder who's done it for years.
Yeah, we find that all the time, that it's really, really difficult to find somebody that knows how to problem solve.
Right.
Like you can teach somebody how to run a CNC machine.
Exactly.
You can teach somebody how to read a print, but when something goes wrong, how do you identify those sorts of things, right? And I think the fact that you guys have the molding and the mold making all in one location, that's a huge advantage for you over another company.
No, it is. And we do have some technologies. I think we're the only ones in the country that have, you know, EDM milling technology. We have, you know, 20 micron wire machines. So it really is unique, and that's what allows us to do kind of these impossible projects.
Now, anybody can say that they're a great place to work. Anybody can say that they have great people. Anybody can say that my company does things better than other people, but you guys actually can back that up.
Yeah, we can. So we've won for the past 7 years in a row, best company to work for through Plastics News.
So that speaks, right?
I think it does, yeah.
And I think what people don't understand is that it's not based on what you say about your company when you submit things for plastics news.
Right.
How do they determine who makes the best place to work?
It's the employees. I don't get to fill out any of the survey stuff. All the employees, and they ask them, pretty challenging questions too. And they take, they do some personal interviews with some of the newest employees and some of the employees that have been there for 10 or 15 years. And they also talk to some of our customers too and see how they feel when they're working with us.
Yeah. So one of the things that's really important to me and I'm passionate about is the idea of made in America.
Yes, yeah. We have one facility located an hour west of Boston, and everything is made at our facility. We don't outsource anything, from any of the tooling, even some of the purchase components are all made in the United States.
Yeah, I think it speaks to a different level of accountability and serviceability and results-driven success. Because if something's not working right, they're coming directly to you.
Right, exactly. So we have, like I said, our team is very well versed in molding and tooling. So even the tool makers, they go through a training class with some of the molding engineers to understand, one, the vocabulary that they're using when they're molding the parts, and also the different technology that they use so that they understand while they can apply that while they're building the tool.
One of the things that I thought was cool was how you said that like a perfect customer for you guys is somebody who has gone to other places.
Yes.
And they have tried to get what they're trying to get done. And other companies may no quote it, or they may say it's not possible, or they can't do it. And then they come back to you.
Exactly. We have, many stories of people who've tried to get the results that we're achieving, and they end up, going with someone a little less cost, and they've probably done some great macro molding, and they're willing to give them a shot. But in the end, they kind of always end up coming back to us. I think about 30% of the projects we take every year are either no quoted or kind of failed by someone else.
And 30% of your projects, other people say, we can do this. And then when push comes to shove, they fail, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes, for the customer, that's a huge, huge step backwards.
Right, because they're, I think the med device industry, a lot of the OEMs are working on the same type of project, and usually the first one to market gets the lion's share of that. So it's very critical. Timing is very critical. So you really need to do what you say you can do to have the reputation and the trust for the customer to come see you.
And time is money, right? So if you're planning to go to market in a year and it ends up taking you 3 years because the first person says, we can knock this out for you in 6 months.
Right.
And then they fail.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next place and they go, we can knock it out in 6 months. And then you fail.
Right.
You've spent time, money, resources, energy. And like you said, there's an opportunity for somebody else to go to market before you.
Right. And you lose, that could be, tens of millions of dollars, by picking the wrong vendor.
Yeah. So how did you get into this industry?
So I went to trade school and took a mold making course, tool and die course, and I spent, probably the first 5 years just kind of building molds, and then I went to another company, and it was a mold building company, and all of a sudden I'm 23 years old and I'm an engineering manager without an engineering degree.
Yeah, fun, right?
Yeah. So there was a lot of friction there, but we survived, and I just kind of held a management position ever since then. Came to MTD about 22 years ago. I was kind of employee number 4 and started, doing EDM work, milling work for tooling. Eventually learned how to do injection molding and worked my way up to executive vice president and then to CEO.
Good for you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So for people that, like parents, right? Parents that might see this or students that might see this, why would you tell them that, or would you tell them that manufacturing and specifically mold making is a good industry for them to go into?
Yeah, so we had the RFK Foundation, which is, I don't know if they're based in the whole United States, but they're definitely in Massachusetts. So it's a lot of kind of kids who are orphans, and they came into our facility and look around because it's a charity we give to, And I was talking to the kids who have nothing, and I was like, you can literally, you know, go to a trade school, a vocational school at night, and come here, and eventually you could be making $100,000 a year without a college education. And they were like, where do I sign up?
They're blown away, right?
Where do I sign up?
Yeah,
You know?
because nobody tells them that.
Right.
And nobody tells people that things don't just exist. They have to be created, and they have to be created by creative people who have passion for what they're doing.
Yeah, you know, the whole country was built on manufacturing.
That's
you know,
right.
And that's what I try and tell them. You know, because you know, when you're in an orphanage, everybody's like, you're never going to get a good job unless you go to college, and they're like, they can't even fathom the fact of how much that costs.
Right. And so you look at a vocation, right? An industry job like mold making, and you know, we have some people that I hear all the time, like, I want my kid to, if they're going to go to a trade school, I want them to be in the union. I want them to do this. But I keep saying, we need people to build. We need people to make. We need people to learn these things so that we can be independent in what we're doing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So how do you guys keep filling your pipeline at MTD?
So we use you know, a lot of social media. We spend a lot of money on website to keep everything current, and then we come to shows like this that helps us you know, talk to some of the existing customers, also new prospects, networking. You know, it's you can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, then you know, it's really not good to anybody.
No, absolutely. So one more thing. What do you need people to understand about you guys, and how do they find out more about who you are?
Okay.
What booth you at?
2272.
2272, something like that.
Yeah.
It's got a nice white carpet, I heard.
Yeah, it's got a nice white carpet, very bright. You can't miss us. We have a lot of our parts on display. We have a lot of our team members here, so you can talk to anyone from metrology to project management.
So if you're walking around and you're looking for a project that you have heard is impossible and it cannot be done, you need to go see my guy Gary at MTD. They have a fantastic staff. They do a great product. And most importantly, it's made here in America, and they're going to get it right for you. Gary, thank you for spending some time with us, telling us your story. I really appreciate what you and your team is doing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tony.
We'll be right back with another segment. It's Buzzwords with me. Stay tuned.